When Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp started dating, the public and media loved their relationship. Everyone expected them to end up married, but their engagement was surprisingly brief. Is there a specific reason why Winona Ryder never got married? Did her first heartbreak cause too much pain to consider putting herself in a lifelong commitment? Let's get straight into it. Winona Ryder is a multi-talented actress who is known for perfecting some of the most edgy, complex characters in history. Born Winona Laura Horowitz, the 51-year-old has had a record of success in her acting career, but her love life has not followed in these steps. Winona took a 4-year break from acting when she was 30, following a rather dramatic case of shoplifting. "I was working a lot in the 90s, and I needed to slow down. It's so important to have a life outside the industry, to not look to it to validate you as a human being. I'd been listening to the people I was working with. You should be doing this. You have to keep working or people will forget you and you won't be relevant. But my heart wasn't in it." Eventually, Winona got back into the industry, and she was able to bounce up to the scene quite quickly. She snagged some amazing roles in movies like the 2010 Black Swan and the American film When Love Is Not Enough, the Lois Wilson story. After her hiatus, her career was revived and on an upward mount with more recognition and awards, but her personal life couldn't say the same. Winona Ryder was the token gothic, edgy, and eccentric female lead of the late 1980s and early 1990s. Having started her career at the young age of 14, she experienced success early, and it came at the close cost of her private life being exposed to the public. When she was 17, Winona met 26-year-old Johnny Depp in 1989 at the Great Balls of Fire premiere. 2 months after they first met, the couple started dating, and despite their 9-year age gap, the public was in love with their love. Their relationship was filled with romance in all the ways it was known in the 90s: poetry, music, and cuddles. By January of 1990, 5 months after they started dating, Winona and Johnny were engaged. It was sealed. They were officially the it young couple of the 90s. It definitely helped that they had similar vibes and energy, so it's no surprise that the public was constantly waiting for news on their marriage. It would never come. Johnny Depp was Winona's first love and first relationship, but Johnny had been in relationships and even been married before he and Winona got together. Their love was real and deep, so intense that he tattooed "Winona Forever" on his arm. I sort of was in shock. I kept thinking it was going to wash off or something. I couldn't believe it was real. I mean, it's a big thing because it's so permanent. But nothing is permanent. Winona and Johnny broke up in 1993, and it was just as intense as their love had been. Winona Ryder was depressed to the point of nearly setting herself on fire. I had just done Dracula and Edward Scissorhands. I had just had my first real breakup, the first heartbreak, and I think it was really ironic because, everybody else just thought I had everything in the world, you know? I had no reason to be depressed. Everything was sort of at its peak. But inside, I was completely lost. Johnny Depp was not experiencing it any better either. He was so heartbroken that he had his "Winona Forever" tattoo amended to "Wino Forever." Speaking about the circumstances surrounding their breakup in 1993, Johnny told the Los Angeles Times that, "It's very hard to have a personal life in this town. My relationship with Winona. It was my mistake to be as open as we were, but I thought if we were honest, it would destroy that curiosity monster. Instead, it fed it, gave people license to feel that they were part of it." That was the end of an iconic relationship that dominated the early 90s. Winona's next relationship to grace the spotlight and make headlines was with Matt Damon. They met in 1997 through their friends Gwyneth Paltrow and Ben Affleck, who were also in a relationship. The Ryder-Damon relationship started in 1998 and lasted till 2000. The Good Will Hunting actor has said about the end of their relationship, "It ended for reasons far more pedestrian than, say, a mad orgy at the Four Seasons. during which my feelings were hurt because Richard Gere was too interested in her. In 2009, Winona told Black Book, "Matt couldn't be a greater, nicer guy. I'm really lucky that I'm on good terms with him." That's one thing that has been constant in Winona's relationships, the cordial energy that she maintains with her ex-partners. However, despite the love stories that Winona Ryder has experienced, she hasn't found stability for marriage. The reason? It's quite simple, actually. Explaining her stance on marriage and the concept of marriage, Winona Ryder has said that, "I'm a serial monogamist. I was single for a while and dating, and I just didn't know how to do it. I've always been like, when I was 15, there was a guy I liked, and we made out, and I thought that meant he was my boyfriend. My mom had to explain it to me." Continuing, she adds, "But marriage? I don't know, I'd rather never have been married than been divorced a few times. Not that there's anything wrong with divorce, but I don't think I could do it if that was a possibility. When your parents are madly in love for 45 years, your standards are really high. But I've been happily with someone for quite a while now." That someone is Scott McKinley Hahn, a reputable fashion designer who Winona had been dating since 2011. Scott is one of the founders of Loomstate, a sustainable fashion company, and although the relationship seems to be beautiful and blossoming, Winona's stance on marriage doesn't seem to be something that's up to change soon. If we're being completely honest, it doesn't matter whether Winona Ryder decides to marry or not. She's doing amazingly well, and that should be enough for her to feel accomplished. Do you think that negative media attention may have influenced Winona's decision not to marry? Is the trend of failed Hollywood relationships a red flag for marriage among celebrities? Let us know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this story, feel free to like this video and subscribe to The Chronicle for more inside stories on your favorite celebrities.